The NHL and its Players Association is teaming up with an organization dedicated to fighting homophobia in sports. The league will work with You Can Play with the motto, "Hockey is for everyone." David Commons following this story live from New York. What will this partnership mean then for the NHL and its players?
Well, Rashmi, the NHL really becomes the leader of all the major pro sports organizations, and this is coming at a time when there is a lot of speculation, particularly in this city, that a major player is about to come out of the closet from one of the big four sports organizations. Against that backdrop, the NHL leading by trying to create a culture and environment where players feel comfortable declaring that they're gay, trying to get rid of homophobic slurs and taunting in places like the locker room, whether it's innocent or with malicious intent, just trying to remove that altogether so that people who may be gay, may be lesbian, can feel comfortable inside a locker room. That's the overall intent. And of course, the NHL is hoping that there'll be trickle-down effects in the same way that, say, kids at rinks in Canada are taping their sticks in the same way a pro player does. They're hoping that if a pro player is talking about inclusiveness and talking against homophobia, that will trickle down to folks at younger ages as well. They're doing this with an organization called You Can Play. You may have heard of it. They put out a lot of these PSAs, these videos of pro and amateur athletes basically saying, doesn't matter who you are, as long as you can play on my team, that's all I want. I don't care if you're gay or straight or whatever. That's been the motive behind You Can Play. It was a man named Patrick Burke who really helped create that. His brother, Brendan, also he's the son of Brian Burke. You may remember him as the former GM of the Leafs. Well, Patrick Burke has created this because his brother, Brian, who died in a car accident, had a great deal of difficulty trying to exist inside of a locker room knowing that he was gay. I had the chance to meet with Patrick Burke at NHL headquarters, as well as Gary Bettman. Take a quick listen to what they have to say.
I think the best thing that's going to happen today is that we're going to remove whatever roadblocks still remained so that players and coaches and management know that they can deal with us directly, that if they have any question about anything relating to LGBT issues, that they'll have resources and confidential ways to reach out to us to get their questions answered.
The most important message is that you can be comfortable no matter who you are. And I believe that society as a whole evolves over time, and if this is another step in evolution, it's a positive step.
I mean, it is a great message, David, but does it shed some light on how big of a problem homophobia is in professional sports then?
Well, you know, you might think that most pro sports arenas, rinks, stadiums, whatnot, may be a good bastion or at least fertile ground for homophobia. These sports organizations don't really want to go into that, but it is clear, look, there are 700 players in the NHL. Not a single one is openly gay. We've heard from Mark Tewksbury. You may remember him, a very well-known Canadian Olympian, himself gay. He's told us he's been invited twice to news conferences where an NHL player was going to come out of the closet, and it was canceled at the last minute. And so clearly there is a cultural difference, particularly inside pro sports, inside hockey. The NHL, the players, and the organization You Can Play trying to really change that, trying to make a total change to the culture.
All right, good to speak with you, David. Thank you. David Common in New York.